Welcome back to Blake's Craft Beer Podcast. My name is Blake Longfellow. I'm back here at Depot Brewing with two I would consider buddies now.
Yeah, why not? Let's do it.
Yeah, please reintroduce yourselves and your roles.
Sure, I'm Taylor Dent. I'm the brewmaster here at Depot Brewing Company.
And I'm Scott Tilford, founding manager.
It's awesome to have you guys back on.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks for coming by.
I think it was winter time last time, right?
It was definitely colder than it is now. I remember that. This year's been a bit of a blur, so forgive me for not remembering exactly when.
Good. I do remember it being cold, but now it's hot.
Yeah.
And Taylor was also part of the brew day for the Beer Loosens.
Yeah,
that was a fun day.
Sorry to have missed the release. How did it turn out?
It turned out very good. Well,
awesome. It's so very far from what I personally enjoy in beer for being a triple IPA, but certainly would have tried it.
No, it was so super smooth.
Awesome. Yeah, that's hard to do on
and it
such
did
a big
turn
beer.
out to be a 9%er. So.
Oh my goodness!
You gotta bring some of that back next time.
Yeah. Well,
sadly, they are out.
They ran through it already.
Yeah,
oh man.
So.
Well, wasn't that a while back?
It was a bit. Yeah. It was. Wasn't it May?
No, March.
It was March. It's been that long.
Yeah.
My goodness. Like I said, I'm amazed my head is still on my shoulders at this point.
They sent. I had a local bar up in Troy called The Cellar. They sent it up like a couple, like 6 stools up there for people that know me in Troy will be able to try it and stuff like that. So it was
this
really
was the name. This is the one named after you, right, or something?
Blake's Heavy Hitter.
Nice.
Yeah. So
yeah, I mean, all of the hop, there are plenty of hops going in there. It smelled great on brew day. So yeah, glad it turned out well.
Yeah. So what have you guys been up to?
Oh goodness,
brewing a lot right now.
Yeah, brewing a lot. Just getting ready for assumably a good hot season here, and ramping up, keeping the tanks full, keeping the cold room full. Just sort of shaking off the dust and getting back to it. So, and among other projects, certainly been, making sure that we got a good looking outdoor space and being ready for guests to come and enjoy.
Yeah, it's definitely a busy season. So we've made some upgrades on the patio with new lighting and new shade for folks out there, new chairs and some other things coming. But right now it's really just execute, and get as much beer out as we can.
Yeah.
So, did you go through like a period where you didn't have to brew, and it was like all of a sudden now it's like, did you see it coming?
So yes and no. So December I didn't brew at all, and I had other things to do. So including like trying to move some kegs around around bars and things. So I was more of a salesman in December. But the no part of that is that I ought not to have not brewed in December. Is what I'm found out now. So there was, I had my loggers in the tanks, and so they were taking their time. Gave them a little extra time, which was nice for them to have. But with as hard as March came on, definitely would have been better to have been a little bit more prepared. So that was definitely a learning moment. Didn't expect March to be as good as it was. March, April, and May have all been pretty well equal. And so this next year, I won't be as idle on the brewing side in December and just be getting ahead, stocking up so that I don't feel the pinch that I did in March and April.
Was that more of not knowing, or is it more or like, I know you have been at other breweries, did they go through slower periods? At
the brewery I was at before, there were plenty enough problems other than seasonality that there was no way to determine any sort of need. It didn't matter. I didn't have to brew all that much as it was because I brewed plenty and they weren't selling it fast enough for it to really matter. Is getting down to quality control at the end of some of those keg lives and deciding worth selling this anymore. So didn't have anything previous to inform, and really just did underestimate the month of March. That was the big thing. So it definitely was a lot of learning, and we'll be carrying that forward. January and February are dead for the most part, seeing quite a lot less traffic and sales otherwise. But March, I did underestimate how quickly things would spring back.
Yeah, I mean, year one is learning, right? We've never sold beer in this time period before, and so you're trying to guess, is it going to be this or is it going to be that? We certainly learned business came back with a fury in the warm months. Mm-hmm. But I mean, when you're on the bike trail, it makes sense that in the winter you're going to lose a lot of traffic from that bike trail, and even the day trippers from down the road that don't come out in the cold months. So I think the seasonality here in Morrow specifically is a bit exacerbated just because we rely so much on the trail and we're a little town kind of off the beaten path. So you really like it when it warms up and the people come back out for those day trips and those bike rides.
So like in March, was it like just an instant, like a light switch, or was there?
It was pretty quick. Yeah, the rule of thumb for bars has pretty well been St. Patrick's Day is when everything kicks back up, which it's March 17th. So yeah, I was kind of basing it on that rule of thumb that I was aware of, and that day was great, absolutely, but it wasn't anything more than the rest of March, honestly. It was just a good day in March, but all of March was generally pretty good, especially compared to, we were back to, fall of last year as far as the numbers go. Definitely not summer yet, but certainly closer to fall. And, March in the River Valley is not necessarily all that pleasant quite yet. So it was a surprise.
We had such a brutal winter, though, with all the snow that we had. I think people were dying to get out once they could because
cabin fever, I'm
so
sure.
cold, and we did a lot of snow shoveling to keep this place open in the winter. And
so definitely.
Did you invest in the snowblower?
Our backs.
Yeah. This I think we'll be getting one for this next
it's
winter.
Probably a good idea.
Yeah,
but you're gonna buy it and it's gonna be different next year.
Mm-hmm.
No,
we'll get a no snow
we
winter.
We did borrow one day, and that was quite nice.
I wasn't there that day.
Yeah, I remember we were all planning on going to the OCA conference, and it got all derailed.
Oh yeah, no, that was wild. Yeah. For sure, and the snow didn't melt for 2 weeks, like at least. Just hung out.
So, I don't miss it.
No.
You can stay warm for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And it sure is. Like it's hot.
Yeah.
And it's that Cincinnati sticky and humid.
The good old humidity.
That's where some of the improvements make sense with the shade sails and things like that. We're always here to optimize our patron experience and making every investment we can to make sure when you come here, you not only get a good beer or a good drink, but have a good, comfortable time otherwise.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I think I'm ready for a beer. Which direction do you want me to start?
Whichever one you choose here. Let's see. I would. Honestly, you can go whichever way you want on here. There's nothing that's going to blow out your palate necessarily, so you should be good to go.
So I guess we were talking about the trail, so I guess we're starting there?
Yeah, it's a Trail Chancer. That's our hazy pale ale. No bittering hops at all. It's all aroma and flavor. And very happy with how it turned out. We're coming up on second iterations of one-off styles from last year at this point. So getting another chance. And this one, it's got all that nice hop flavor and smell. But drinks to me like water, honestly. It's just really easy going down, very refreshing. And doesn't have that just straight bitterness hitting you. It's all about the aroma and flavor on that one.
Yeah, it's very well balanced, and like I said, it's not too bitter.
Thank you. Yeah, and definitely a lot of things coming out now. are hovering just around that 5.5% range, which is just a nice sweet spot for drinkability. Obviously, you've got a couple things that are lower. The light lagers at 4. We'll have a light pilsner that we'll always see where it ends up, but I believe it was like 3.2 last year. So aiming for about 3.2, 3.5. So trying to just make something that's tasty and drinkable so you can have, a few of them, not feel like need to be too overly cautious.
Yeah, it's definitely that time of the year when a lot of the fun ones come out, and I threw a couple of those in your flight for you, but the Main Street Marmalade, the Trail Transfer, these were all crowd favorites last year, and it's exciting to bring them back, and it's been the beauty of our small system. I think, keep me honest, but since we opened, we've brewed 30 to 32 different new styles of beer.
I lost count. Sounds about right.
We've had to come up with a lot of names for beers, which has been a fun challenge, but...
So how did you get this one? Just for the trail, you being on the bike trail, or?
Yeah, so yes, the bike trail is very much a lifeblood for us, and the whole concept of Trail Transfer was, if you've ever been on a bike or just walking down the trail, sometimes you get in that trance and you just move forward and find new places along the way, and we wanted to celebrate that spirit that brings a lot of people to us.
Yeah, playing on the hazy a little bit with that trance aspect as well, just sort of a hazy fog, going through. So, yeah, absolutely, just something easygoing and contemplative.
No, I really like it. So, you were talking about a recent trend I'm starting to see in craft right now is 3.2 to 3.8. A lot of people are making these IPAs, like session IPAs again. Are you guys seeing that trend too, or where, why are we starting to?
Lower ABV and lighter beers definitely just sell well. There's a lot of reasons, I'm sure. There's people being more health conscious, or just enjoying other intoxicants, and rather than just a lot of alcohol, and I think that it all comes together to just sort of a collective thought on not necessarily needing everything to be this big robust beer that you're just trying to drink for the effect. And drinking craft beer for effect is a waste of money, in my opinion. Like, if you want to drink for effect, then you buy something cheap. You find a way to do that in a responsible location that you're able to just sleep at or whatever, and that's the night that you've chosen. Nothing wrong with that. Certainly
can
be
happy when they choose us, though.
Yeah, and but for responsible drinking, for being calorie conscious, and being able to enjoy multiple things without getting physically full from the added calories of it, higher alcohol is higher sugar left over usually. So being able to try multiple things, I think, also helps there as well. The extremely low one, as far as my opinion goes, the 3.2 to 3.5 for the slight pilsner. It is being made for a cornhole tournament that we're hosting here for the Bengal Warrior Foundation, and so that was one that was specifically requested. We made it last year, and it also drinks like water. It is it is the actually true answer to the question of what do you have that's like Bud Light. This would be the actual answer. It is like Bud Light, but without all the other unpleasant chemicals that they leave in it. So it's craft, but it's still very light beer.
Great for Bengal season.
Yeah, absolutely. So the idea is just something that you can drink all day, and not feel too concerned about your state of being.
Yeah. Because I see it in two ways. People are like some of the panels I've had is how do you get that person to have a third beer? The 3.2, 3.8, that is a pathway.
Yeah, absolutely.
And maybe it will help Gen Z see, it's not that strong. Maybe.
Yeah. And there's also there's the like I said, drinking for effect is a waste of money, and money is another thing that is always a consideration when it comes to it for price point. Is that higher alcohol beers require more grain, more sugar, more cost, and then you have to justify that cost with a higher price depending on what it is at the end. Lower alcohol beers cost less to make, and it still takes time, and that time has its cost itself, especially for a very light Pilsner. So that time is important, but it lends a little bit more flexibility as well when the cost of creating the beverage is less.
Right. But I still think there will be time and place for some heavies too.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I don't want barrel aging dying off. Please don't.
People keep asking. I don't have the space for it, honestly. I'm not opposed, but I don't know where I'd put the thing.
I know. I just say in general, craft. Do not get rid of those.
Did you try the baklava barley wine that we did with cartridge?
I don't think so.
Oh, you might have to take a bottle home.
Yeah, absolutely.
That was a fun one. That was a big one.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then we always have Ghost Among Us is our double IPA, which is a pretty high octane at 8.2-ish% typically. And Tree Man's coming out soon.
I wouldn't say soon. It's
months.
A couple months. They'll definitely be. I think that's going to be slated for August release on the current schedule. You plan out months out and then see if it works and adjust from there. I've already adjusted the schedule. But yeah, Tree Man with last year was 10% Belgian triple. Yeah, definitely excited for that to come back. Love Belgians, as we talked about at Loose Ends, and glad to have that back. But yeah, we try to keep no more than 2 higher octane beers on at once, and it definitely tend towards the middle a little bit.
All right, so WSS, these are
that's our wheel spinner. It's our experimental line.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's got each of the wheel spinners we've done so far has been off of a Pilsner base. Lends a little bit of flexibility without being too heavy either. So this one is a chocolate peanut butter.
Ooh.
And it's interesting. A lot of people liked it quite a lot. As far as the wheel spinners go,
the chocolate in there is...
yeah. So and they've been fun to mess with. I've liked some more than others. Like how this one turned out. I've been told by multiple people, you got to keep this one. And it's well, I don't want to. I'll do it again.
This was during Halloween right here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, everybody, when they see peanut butter and chocolate, they expect it to be a stout or a porter. But we had some fun with the Pilsner, like he said. The first one we made was Wheel Spinner 1, was a cherry chocolate. The second was a Chipotle citrus. The third was on St. Patty's Day. It was a mint chocolate. The fourth was a jalapeno, and that was awesome in my opinion.
Jalapeno lime,
and that's coming back. And then we did this one. Morrow was designated a Buckeye Trail Town, one of 20-something in Ohio. And for that, to commemorate it, we made a Buckeye lager.
Yeah.
Or during football season, by the way.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But the jalapeno lime one, a lot of people said that was the best one so far, and excited for that one to come back on. Once we have something fall off there, that one will be back on as well.
No. The way he's drinking, you probably won't take long.
Yeah.
So how do you do? Okay, you take a Pilsner malt, then how do you use the ingredients?
So all of the wheel spinners have just been a single keg batch, and so I've got a number of open top kegs that I'm able to clean, sanitize, add ingredients in, and then force the beer into it. and so it'll sit on that for. Either it's something that's just going to be mixed in immediately, and I can transfer right back out, or for like the jalapeno, is a roasted jalapeno actually, lime. It's sitting on that for a few days, and then I push it back into a regular keg. So as you would flavoring something in a bright tank and letting it sit on the ingredients for some days and then kegging all of it, instead of making everything that one flavor, I can use these little brink kegs to just add in a little bit of dosing. And I prefer not to use any sort of flavorings necessarily. Not anything so far extracted. Try to use as much, true ingredient as possible.
Is there any other flavor ideas you have?
Not so far.
No.
Definitely going for some bolder things, but yeah, nothing's come to mind so far on anything further there. But we'll see.
I see him smiling like you probably have some idea.
Yeah, we always come up with something fun.
Yeah, it's smart because sometimes it's a little bit of, it's either themed around an event. There's 3 of them have been like the cherry chocolate was Valentine's Day, the mint chocolate was St. Patrick's Day, and then the peanut butter chocolate was the Buckeye Trail. So, well, shoot, even the jalapeno lime was Cinco de Mayo as well. So a lot of it's themed so far.
So
but
next
otherwise,
one's 4th of July, huh?
yeah, I'm gonna do some rocket pop type thing, and give that a go. I haven't done anything just like purely fruity. Definitely going for some bolder styles to make it stand out a little bit. But I don't know. We'll see what we come up with, or something else, and take some inspiration is what it's been.
But far exceeded our expectations on just customer response.
Oh yeah.
You don't, when you experiment like that, you don't always know what to expect, and certainly some have like one more than the other, but people seem to have fun with it, just as much fun as we've been having with it.
Oh yeah.
So how has your customers been since you were closing in on a year being open and stuff like that? So how has that transition been?
In terms of
Like just Morrow's acceptance and
the community has been nothing but supportive, and what's been fun to see is us building that community and really getting to a good consistent base of regulars that come here and have made this their third spot outside of work and home. And that was our goal. Our goal is and always will be community and how we bring people together, from the beers that we make to the events that we have to the aesthetic and the environment. And so far it's worked, and it's been amazing to hear the community response when people come in and thank us for being here and doing what we're doing. So we're very blessed to be where we're at, and we hope to just continue to grow it.
Yeah, I'd agree. It's gone very well. I tend to be gone when a majority of the customers are here. Just sticking with the daytime position before we open for the most part. But even so, enjoy seeing the regulars coming back in and making those relationships, and being able to participate in community events and things like that. So it's been a lot of fun. It's and definitely been very accepting and welcoming of us being here, and thanking us for doing something with this building and with opening a business in the village, and hopefully helping to spurn further business growth.
have you also seen like a beer culture change too? But
I don't know necessarily about that. I know that when we spoke the first time, part of what I talked about was not knowing what the craft beer culture would be like here, and I have been, I'd say, pleasantly surprised that there is enough either interest or curiosity leading to interest in craft beer, and enough people that were looking for a source of craft, and others that were open to discovering new things that they liked. I mean, we still have a domestic that we keep in the fridge for those that are here with others, or even that just are here to drink, and they're drinking what they're used to, and so we try to make sure that there's something for everyone. But it's definitely not outstripping what we make by far. So very encouraged by the community's either existing or burgeoning interest in enjoying craft beer.
And it's crazy to think it's been a year.
Yeah.
I mean, like I think you said it earlier, we've been working hard or whatever you said, but man, it's like we blinked and here we are a year in.
Oh yeah.
It's been certainly a lot of work, but a ton of fun. And I tell our team all the time, like, we're here to give people a good time and an outlet for fun. And how fun of a job is that? Where you've now built friendships and relationships with patrons that come here frequently, and you get to show them a good time. I don't know many jobs better than that.
Right. So, because I noticed that one change since I've been here, you guys are open on Mondays now.
Yeah.
Yep.
Was that recent?
Back in December-ish, I think.
It
was cold.
Somewhere in there. We were trying to figure out if there was any other weekly programming we could do. They would bring people in, and landed on an open mic night. So we'll be setting up for that here shortly, and we have regulars that come in for that as well, either performing or listening, and found that it was net positive to be open an additional day of the week.
Another change that we made in the cold months was we started to distribute to some local places like Monkey Bar, Putters, and others around us, Maintown and Mainville. Again, in the winter, you're faced with declining sales. I think, like many places, I think maybe potentially exacerbated when you're as seasonal as we are. But it made sense to open up another day to get people in if they would come, and they came. And open mic's been very successful. But we also made the choice to do some small scale distribution, just to move some product, but also to get our name out there a little bit more in the community. And that's been fun to see. Certainly comes with different challenges and different work needs, etc. But it's really cool to now go out to some of these places and be able to have a depot beer.
Yeah, absolutely.
Have you heard that yet? Oh, I've had your beer somewhere, so I had to come check you out.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. A lot of that, you get a lot of traffic between Monkey Bar and here because we're both on the trail and we're both previous train stops, right? But we get people all the time coming from Putters, coming from Monkey Bar, coming from Maintown and others. They're like, oh yeah, I saw you up there, and wanted to come check out the spot. So it's been a great awareness driving mechanism in addition to just giving people an ability to try our product elsewhere.
Because I noticed you have a food truck. Is that permanent now here?
Yeah, so another big thing since we last talked, we made a deal with the Barking Burger Company to be on site full time. With that, they'll be bringing a new truck to the property in July and August. What's super exciting about that, they make some of the best burgers around. If you haven't had them, I highly recommend them.
It's really good.
But this new menu will allow us to be more of a full service stop. So beyond the burgers, we'll be bringing things like chicken wings and chicken sandwich and salads and some other new sides. So look for that in July or August.
Cool. Because you mentioned trying to find a food option.
Yeah, I mean, last year we had a full calendar of rotating food trucks coming up, and it was great for the variety, but for overall dependability, there were certainly some issues just group to group. No one in particular was any worse than another, but things happen. People get delayed or stopped from being able to make it. So having one source of food and building up that relationship definitely simplifies things.
Well, the big issue with the previous model was these trucks shut down in the winter.
Yeah.
So beyond their great product and service, part of the reason for the deal is to now have food all year round, which we hope lends itself to changing some of that seasonality over time. You know, when you're a place like us and people expect you to just have rotating food trucks, if they stop in the winter or they think they're going to stop in the winter, they're less likely to come to you. Now, if we can establish a presence of Barking Burger Company on site all the time with consistent food and a new menu, we think it'll help bring more people in those winter months, unlike last year.
Because you probably guys don't have the space to add a kitchen if you want.
Not at all. Not even close.
No, this was be a bar and a restaurant or be a brewery.
Yeah.
We chose brewery, and I think we chose right.
Yep.
And,
I mean, I wouldn't have been here otherwise. So, yeah.
Oh, you don't want to be a chef?
I was a cook at Mad Tree, as we talked about, and it was a lot of fun. But no, I don't. I've enjoyed being able to regain my nights and weekends, which is a balance I was missing for a while there.
All right, so let's do Pucker Up.
Yeah, Pluck Her Up. So that was I'm gonna say it's weird, but it's good weird. So it's a sour that did for this spring. It's a lemon peel, dandelion blossom, and honey. I picked and processed the dandelions myself. It took a lot of that, and it was a big pain, both mentally and physically. I ended up needing a little over 2 pounds of the blossoms, and
was that easy to find, or?
Oh, they were easy to find. Yeah, absolutely. But I had to go and pick them.
I picked some too.
You picked some.
Like out in the yard?
We did.
Yeah, there were honestly some out here, and but also a farm nearby, Rocknell Farms, that is partnered on the maple amber ale we made as well. They're all organic, and went and just pulled all those out and got that done. And then the honey was also from that farm, from Picky Bee Apiary. And so yeah, it was a fun little experiment. It's definitely a botanical sour. Has a little bit of a tea-like character to it from the dandelions, with some of that residual sweetness from the honey. And it's definitely closer to tart than sour. I would say definitely good, tolerable for people that are interested in sours but don't like the full traditional sour or fully tart, fully sour Americans. But yeah, it was a fun thing to make.
And I think people they don't know what to expect, quite frankly. And I think they're genuinely excited and about what it tastes like. We had someone call in from Toledo, Ohio, a couple weeks ago and say, "Hey, you guys distribute that beer anywhere? I've heard a lot about it online." And I'm like, "Where did you hear about this?"
I tried to find it. I couldn't. And my wife, who's an internet sleuth, could not find whatever that guy was talking about.
But maybe Untapped or somewhere. But people have responded very nicely to that. And that, again, it's just the benefit of our small system where we're able to do these fun little things and experiment and have fun and bring you a new experience each time you come in.
Is this something you would recreate?
Sorry, one more time.
Do you want to recreate this though?
I mean, I could.
He just doesn't want to pick the dandelion.
I don't know. Assuming my time is worthless, then it's worth it for me to pick the dandelions. But if my time is worth money, which it is, then it probably would have been easier just to buy the dandelion flowers at that point. So I would make it again. I'm on the fence about it being so very handcrafted that it was, in that I had to or have my back hurt and my fingers hurt as much as it took to get all the dandelions
so you
for
did
it.
by hand. You did have a special picker.
It might be, yeah. It's like the picking the part that wasn't even so bad. And I figured out a method for getting the blossoms out involving basically pinching the bud with a pair of pliers, and so that saved some time as well. But it was a lot. I mean, I ended up having there had to have been like 10 gallons of bucket worth of flowers to yield that 2 pounds of blossom for it. Like it was a good amount.
Did people ask what you were doing too?
Oh yes, absolutely. I was doing it at the bar because I just wanted to be sitting there doing something, drinking a beer. So they're asking what I'm doing with all these, weeds, and it's like, well, it's for a beer, and like, you're making weed beer. It's like, no, that's not how I would say it at all.
Did they say, hey, we have dandelions too?
Yeah, and people offered to pick dandelions to their neighborhood and bring them in. Not a one of them did. Not a single one actually brought them in. So it was all what I did in that case. I asked my neighbors too. No one actually was willing to follow through and bring the flowers in. So maybe if it were a more community effort of getting that done, it would make it a little bit easier.
That could be something fun to do.
Yeah,
though. I'm sure we could
make a day of it or something.
Way.
Yeah, it'd be good.
So, do you make other sours too?
So the other sour that is in the plan and that we made last year was the Peaches on Park, the peach sour. So I have that on the docket for later in summer when the peaches are more ripe and ready to go. Because that's the problem with fruits, and even with the jalapeno beer, was that they're not ready yet. In some places they are ready enough to be sold, but they're not as good as they could be, and it's worth waiting for the proper season for a seasonal item rather than relying on them coming picked unripe from somewhere thousands of miles away and then delivered and still not being as good as they could be. So that one's slated for later summer, hopefully lined up with when we should be running out of the dandelion sour.
Is there any other sours you'd like to experiment with?
Pawpaw was discussed. The same farm, Rockwell Farms, they have a bunch of pawpaw trees, and so if we can get pawpaws from them for less than the extortionist cost that is provided by other harvesters of pawpaws, then great. Because I don't know how anyone can make a pawpaw beer in any amount of volume without paying 10 times as much as any other batch of beer. It's an expensive fruit. So that was one that was discussed, and I'm certainly interested in. I like pawpaw. It sounds great. It sounds tasty. And that was another we talked about. Harvesting for them, I believe, is September for pawpaws.
I think we had talked strawberry too.
We did talk strawberry, and we're looking at June, July for that. But also the sours, we keep just one sour on. It moves as fast as it moves, and doubling up on that, I'd rather not, especially when it's fruited. That fruit decays in flavor so quickly that I'd rather not it be a waste. I'd love to sell more sour, but it's just not. It's never going to be as popular as other things, and so it is there once again as an offering for people who enjoy them, but I would never expect it to take more than 10% of a day's business if it reaches that. It'd be a few people that enjoy them, and that's what they're drinking that day, and someone else may try one, but otherwise, it's there for people to enjoy it, the pace that they're going to enjoy it.
So you would never want to do a fooder or something like that?
No, not here. Absolutely not. Fooders are awesome. Love the idea, but not a chance. If there were like a 5-gallon fooder, like maybe, but even then, like, what's the point? If you're doing that, you're doing it in a large volume because it is something that you can move in volume, and I have no conception of being able to move that much more traditional sour here, at least.
And it probably with like the yeast and stuff like that, you probably won't.
I don't want it in this building. Absolutely not. That'd be a tough one. I wouldn't necessarily want it to be like a Brettanomyces fooder or anything like that. I don't want Brett anywhere in here. I'm using Lactobacillus plantarum for my sours. I did a kettle sour inoculation this time, and then cleaned the hell out of the tank, out of the kettle afterwards. So with the amount of space that I have, I'm not going to risk any sort of a brewery infection.
I've heard places that have 2 locations and somehow it still ends up somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, things move. It's hard to kill. Yeah, you really have to be extra diligent and make sure that you are denaturing the hell out of anything that could have touched it. So, I'd even be concerned about the taps to a certain extent. Some places they won't reuse kegs for anything else. That is like once they put it in there, that keg is only a Brettanomyces keg, and that's it. And then for serving lines, I'd be a little concerned as well. Bacteria is hard to kill. In totality, at least.
Yeah. All right, Main Street.
Yeah, so that's one of the newer ones on as well. Another revamp from last year. Tweaked it a little bit from before. Used a little less of the orange zest than I did last year. The zest can give a little bit of extra bitterness that I wasn't a fan of, while still giving plenty of orange flavor. So yeah, it's orange cream ale base with vanilla and orange added in the bright tank, and once again, just a very easy, refreshing beer. The vanilla's in there to be very flavorful and enjoyable without being, making it seem too sweet or being obnoxious. Vanilla can definitely go overboard pretty easily. And then the orange is there up front, and I got it more as a lingering aftertaste with the sort of the oils from that orange zest. But that was, I think that's still probably up there in one of our top 3 rated beers right now, and a big customer favorite last year.
The cream ales have done well for us.
Yeah, and I mean, they're great. Cream ales are great. They're one of my favorite styles. It's the easy ale answer to a lager, just really easy drinking, pretty plain, and you can do a lot with them. Nice to modify and add to, or just have on its own, and it being a really refreshing lawnmower beer, as it's typically referred to.
So, how many different cream ales have you made so far?
Let's see. So, did the collaboration with Deadlow last year that we dubbed an Imperial Cream Ale, since it landed at 7% for no explicable reason. And people loved it. It was really good. It tasted a little hot, but overall was really easy to drink. The orange cream ale And shoot, I'm blanking.
Did I talk you into doing one for our anniversary?
Yeah, we're I'm gonna attempt the Imperial Cream Ale again for our anniversary this next July, this upcoming July rather. Between those, I feel like there's a cream ale that I'm forgetting about. I could be wrong.
I don't think so.
So how do you make a double, or you're trying to figure that out?
It's just gonna be adding more sugar, more malt. So in this case, probably corn to reach that point. Corn's pretty common in a cream ale, or maize, as some people will prefer to call it. It's freaking corn. But I mean, like I said, there's no reason why what we did when we were aiming for 5.5, right in the sweet spot for cream ale, why it went to 7. None at all, other than an accidental extra extraction or a mislabeling of extract potential on some of the grains that we used. It's not like the yeast went crazy. It still had residual sugar. It still tasted like it was. So is more of an ingredient error than anything, based on everything that we measured. And so just going to go for that again. Just aim a little high, aim outside of style a bit on the creation, but still have all the characteristics of a cream ale, just with more alcohol.
So we were talking about your anniversary. What can people expect at your anniversary?
Well, definitely that beer. It sounds like I finally talked Taylor into it, but so we'll call that one Depot 1, and it'll be an Imperial Cream Ale that we actually intend to brew this time.
Yeah.
Railroad Days is coming up on June 20th. So June 20th was when we first opened our doors last year and got our permits and all that stuff done. And Railroad Days is cool. It's an old event that used to exist in town, a big community event. Used to be kind of a carnival. Hasn't been around or in existence for 20 years. A group of us businesses worked with the village, who's been nothing but supportive, to bring it back. And this incarnation is a music festival. So from 12 to 10 on June 20th, we'll have music on our stage. We'll have music on a Main Street stage, all culminating with 90s Blessed Union of Souls as our headliner. So that'll be a lot of fun. And then July 12th, the weekend of July 12th, that's a Sunday this year, we're going to have music. Lots of music all weekend. We'll have some bouncy houses for the kids. Just try to throw a big party and release Depot 1 that people can enjoy.
Yeah, certainly a lot of details of that first anniversary of the July 12th weekend. We'll keep adding on as we do, trying to make it more and more. But really trying to just once again be open and welcoming to everyone coming and enjoying the weekend with us.
It's hard to imagine a better day than we had on our grand opening last year.
Yeah, and that's part of my the unknown reticence on really quantifying what will be happening that weekend, because that first day was nuts of July 12th of our grand open. Fortunately, I was able to enjoy it as a guest and didn't have to work it. But that was a crazy day, and hopefully this next weekend of our opening anniversary will be also crazy.
I think Railroad Days will come close, if not exceed that.
Yeah, should be a good time.
So any other events through the year you want to talk about?
Through the year, again, going back to our mission to bring community together, we really try to handpick and curate all of our events. So as we get into warmer season, music plays more of a role because we've got the outside stage and it's nice to bring the entertainment there. But we have now built a weekly lineup of events starting on Monday with open mic night. We do music bingo on Tuesday. We do trivia on Thursday. And then live music once a month on Wednesdays. We have Matt Waters Wednesdays. He's great. Encourage anybody to come out and see him. And then Fridays and Saturdays. So just constantly always dipping our toes in the water to see what kind of works, and so far that seems to be our best to bring people together in line with our mission. As far as any other big events, we'll come up with them as we come up with them. Like Railroad Days, we are working with other businesses to do big tentpole events down in Morrow once a month. April, we did the Morrow Masters. We set up an 18-hole bucket golf tournament out in our back lot, and that brought 120 people down here to play bucket golf, and that was a fun day. We'll have Christmas on Main and Christmas, which is a wonderful event, and things like that. But I would just say keep up to date with our website, our Instagram, or Facebook, and we're always posting what we're up to, and always looking for the next big fun thing around the corner.
Do you have Oktoberfest on your schedule yet?
No, yeah, I got that planned out. I moved all of my, seasonal releases forward a few weeks. Line up a little bit more with how everyone else is releasing of those. I refuse to have a pumpkin beer out in August. That is insane. But at least that'll be out in September, a little bit sooner. Mm-hmm. So getting those planned out and ready to go, and also in time to better submit to some of the Cincinnati and other events that need to sign up for and get a beer submitted for and ready for. So yeah, looking forward to getting another crack at those and getting those out and available.
Are you in the U.S. Beer Open too?
So we didn't submit anything, and it's escaping me when submittal is for those again. It's been a bit since I've looked, but absolutely interested in submitting for them. We had for the Ohio Craft Beer Association this last year, and attended that, and it was a good time. So yeah, absolutely, especially with the U.S. Open being so close, interested in submitting for those competitions as well. So need to get those better in mind for the submission dates. I mean, there's typically about 4 for Ohio, about 4 big competition event dates to keep in mind, and hasn't been the main focus in the first year, just trying to get our feet under us and things like that, but something I'm certainly interested in pursuing in greater detail this next year.
All right, well, I'll have to keep in touch. Thank you again for your time today, and
thank you.
Thanks for
you're
thanks for
welcome
coming
anytime.
by.
Cheers.
Cheers.